Andre the Giant is alive and well and working at the Circle K. I just walked in for some vitamin water and a pack of smokes. I was on autopilot from a crazy night at the Red Rooster, and I had an 8-hour shift to sleepwalk through, and that's when I saw him, barely contained in his corporate togs. His name tag said A. Rusimov, and I almost swallowed my tongue. How could he be here, breathing, all 7'4" tall, 500+ pounds, doling out change to oblivious gas guzzlers and fountain drink trolls? Didn't they recognize him? His swarthy sideburns, his shadow cast imposingly over the rack of beef jerky. I wanted to say so much to him. Tell him that WrestleMania 3 was a linchpin in my adolescent life, that his feud with Jake Roberts was money, hell, to see if he'd rhyme like Fezzik if I said, "No more rhymes now, I mean it!" But I just froze, like I thought he had some 17 years previous. He now sported a mustache over his broad caveman visage. His curls were more salt than pepper now. He had an open bottle of Grey Goose on the counter next to him, the way that other employees might have a Red Bull. I imagine that no coworker or patron would have the gall to tell him that he couldn't. I also imagine that if they did, he might deliver a slap to their chest with one of those encyclopedia mitts. I immediately regretted asking for the pack of Camel Turkish Golds when I saw him wince as he slowly bent down to grab them from the bottom row. The cigarettes in his enormous hands looked more like a matchbook. He had to use a pencil to poke at the register keys, and it too resembled a toothpick as his thumb and forefinger struggled to clutch it. My mind was racing. My brain was screaming, "Andre, you are a legend. You deserve so much better. You were a member of the Colossal Connection. You stopped the Ultimate Warrior in his crazy tracks with just the presentation of your mighty ham fist. Circle K will never appreciate you, Hall of Famer." I then realized that tears were flowing down my face with wild abandon. The shock of seeing this bastion of greatness, this icon reduced to a minimum wage circus freak. I wanted to call radio stations, tell the media he needed better than this. He looked at me, spilled my loose change onto the counter and croaked, "Don't worry, boss. Your hangover will go away soon enough." He laughed like a bullfrog megaphone. My heart sunk deeper. Andre lumbered over to the soda fountains, yanked a small cup from its stack, and poured a trickle of vodka into it. He slid it across the counter to me. "Hair of the dog, boss," he bellowed. I touched my plastic to his bottle, and I drank deep. I thanked him softly, and as I floated out through the double doors, I felt lightheaded and surreal as I stumbled into the workday. Now, I never saw him again. Was told he transferred to another store in Norman. I couldn't bring myself to find him there. I went to sleep on the night of his second goodbye, imagined he was a special after-hours guest at JR's barbecue restaurant, surrounded by slabs of meat and an oversized mug of beer kept full all meal long. I hoped that he went to sleep at that big wooden table, content to know some form of normal for just a few nights, numb on an alcohol cloud and dreaming of large women.